What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. PNW Card Collector here for another video. Today we're doing actually, I guess, part 5. I did part 4 yesterday. I said part 3 in the video. That was my mistake. We did 86 through 89 yesterday. We're doing 90 through 93. I've got a couple packs of 93 here. And then I got also a couple packs here of the 92 pre-rookies, as this one says, Skybox pre-rookies, and this one is classic best 92 minor league stars, or minor league cards. I don't know if they're stars or not, but so let's start off with 1990. We got Donruss, Fleer, and then Upper Deck for 90. No tops in 90 for this video. But got one pack of the Donruss. Maybe we'll find, like I said yesterday, maybe we'll find a Sammy Sosa rookie somewhere in the 90 stuff here. You know, not positive. Again, as I said in the last few videos, these have already all been opened. They were cards that I got in the World's Greatest Card Chase packs, or other miscellaneous boxes that had just random packs in them, you know, and I would open them up, thumb through them real quick, and then I'd put them right back in the pack here. So, you know, we'll go through them, see if I missed anything. I probably haven't looked through these packs since the early 2000s. That's probably when I got most of these. So we'll go through these and see what I can find. Julio Franco, Terry Pohl, Matt Williams, Chuck Finley, and I went over that name in a previous video. Chuck Finley, that name was used in a show called Burn Notice as an alias for one of the main characters on the show. Ted Higuera, King Griffey Jr., Diamond King, that's a cool card. Bob Milwaukee, Frank Williams, Jeff Hamilton, Steve Balboni, Greg Swindle, Ricky Henderson, Hall of Famer there, Tom Gordon, Bobby Witt. I think everybody probably knows who Bobby Witt Jr. is by now. And Marquise Grissom. Puzzle piece there. So we got a couple of okay cards out of that one. You know, nothing major, nothing worth a ton of money or anything, but a couple of good names out of there. 90 Fleer. This will be cool. I'll get some more stickers for my collection. Alright, we got Danny Heap, Rick Sutcliffe, Paul Molitor, Kirk McCaskill, Tim Loudner, Kevin Blankenship, Mike Henneman, Eric Show, Greg Smith and Stu Tate, Mickey Hatcher, Rick Leach, Tim Burke, Brett Saberhagen, Carmelo Martinez, and Steve Balboni. And I guess we'll show you the back of these cards too. They give the Fleer cards have always given you a pretty good breakdown of all the players', you know, stats, not only of their professional years but also their minor league years or whatever. So that's one thing Fleer was always pretty good about, was giving you a good breakdown of the stats. Donruss, depending on the players, they gave you, I think, 5 years or up to 5 years, which was pretty good as well. I don't remember how Upper Deck did it. It's been a long time since I've even looked at Upper Deck cards, with the exception of the last couple videos here, last few videos we've done. Otis Nixon, Mike Schooler, Rick Rauschel, Kevin Ritz, Alfredo Griffin, Ben McDonald, Dave Smith, Mike Moore, Ken Patterson, Roberto Kelly, Dwayne Murphy, Kevin Brown, John Smoltzy there, good old Smoltzy, Boston Igniters, Wade Boggs and Mike Greenwell, and John Costello. The one thing Fleer never really had going for them is their cards never really picked up a ton of value. Ozzie Smith, Nick Osaski, I guess, Eric King, Jack Armstrong, Larry Walker, Dave Valley, Ernest Riles, Paul Gibson, Kirk Gibson, Jim Traber, Craig Biggio. It's a cool card there of Craig Biggio. Not his rookie card. Rookie card was 88, but cool card nonetheless. Dave Henderson, Ron Gant, Andy Hawkins, and Pat Combs. Detroit Tigers sticker there. We got John Morris, Joey Bell, Kevin McReynolds, Cal Ripken Jr., nice card. Darryl Hamilton, Pat Tabler, Frank Viola, Doug Jones, John Franco, George Brett, 10th anniversary. We'll set that off to the side. Ken Oberkfell, Rich Gedman, Mitch Williams, Dan Plesac, and Jack Howell. One more pack of 90 Fleer, and we'll get over to the upper deck there. Giant sticker. Ken Griffey Sr., Pascal Perez, Randy Johnson, Craig Lefferts, Brian Dubois, Jay Howell, Kevin Hickey, Mike Scott, Dennis Eckersley, Bobby Thigpen, Mel Hall, Ken Howell, Jeff Russell, Jeff Blauser, and Game Savers, Mark Davis and Mitch Williams. So that is it for the Fleer. Now we'll move on to the 1990 Upper Deck. Rob Ducey, Mike Jackson, Mike McFarland, Tori Luvolo, I guess, Steve Searcy, Tom Glavine, Derek Lilliquist, Dave Magadan, Pirate Sticker, Hollow Sticker. Those were kind of fun to collect when I was a kid. Tom Browning, Pat Tabler, Dante Bichette, Bo Bichette's father, Dave Dravecki, Tommy Green, rookie, Kevin Ritz, rookie, and Frank Williams. So nothing huge out of there. Still haven't seen a Sammy Sosa yet. There's another hologram sticker. That is the, it's hard to see it, Cleveland Indians. Trying to get it in there. There you go. Junior Ortiz, Brad Kamensk, Don Carmen, Hubie Brooks, Eric Davis, Bob McClure, Rick Aguilera, Gary Mielke, John Smoltz, Ken Howell, Jamie Moyer, Jose Rijo, Glenn Davis, Andre Dawson, and Benito Santiago. So the Upper Deck cards, they gave you 4 or 5 years on the back of their cards too. Have the player stats. I think just major league totals. Whereas Fleer, like I said, went into, so, you know, they had some of the minor league totals in there as well. Okay, so we got Milt Thompson, Fred Lynn, John Tudor, Ken Oberkfell, Bruce Hurst, Mark Grant, Mike Lavillere. No. Yeah, Lavillere. Dale Mahorsic, Don Robinson, Mike Devereaux, Tom Brookins, Kelly Gruber, Tony Aramis, Juan Gonzalez, rookie, and Bill Wegman. I was just about to say that the 90s players had a lot easier names to pronounce, and then I had a few cards in there that gave me some trouble, so I guess I almost jumped the gun there. Dennis Rasmussen, and these are 91. We're in the 91 stack here. 91 Fleer is probably the ugliest set ever produced. Bright yellow. If you look at these cards for too long, they give you a headache. They were fun to open for a little while, but even the back was bright yellow. But Fleer, again, had a ton of information about the players and stuff. So that is one thing that's always been really cool about Fleer. Or at least in the 80s and 90s was great about Fleer. Dennis Rasmussen, Tom O'Malley, Doug Jones, Jeff Conine, Craig Grebick, Greg Harris, Dwight Smith, Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer there, Julio Franco, Bobby Bowe, and Barry Larkin in LCS team leaders. Joe Bitker, Von Hayes, and Gary Pettis, and Charlie Liebrand. One more pack of the bright yellow cards here. Steve Crawford, Steve Lyons, Dana Keeker, Doug Daskenzo, Jose Aquendo, Sid Bream, Ken Hill, Willie Blair, Jose Offerman, Roberto Alomar, Mackie Sasser, Jeffrey Leonard, Domingo Ramos, and Kevin Bass, or Bass. All right, now we got 91 Leaf. Billy Hatcher, checklist. Alvaro Espinoza, John Orton, Dave Island, Donnie Hill, Scott Sanderson, Jim Abbott, one-handed pitcher. Fantastic pitcher back in the 90s. Todd Stottlemyre, Steve Sachs, Brian Harvey, Tim Leary, Kirk McCaskill, Joe Girardi, and Harmon Killebrew puzzle set. And that one for Leaf was kind of a chrome puzzle, I guess, or a shiny foil puzzle. Got a 91 OPG here. These cards weren't horrible. They weren't the greatest, but they weren't horrible. Brett Butler, Jeff Conine, Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball there. Todd Hundley, Scott Sanderson, Hensley Mullins, and Devin White. 91 Score, Series 2. So I think one of the fun things about these videos is you get kind of a variety of a lot of the different brands and years, you know, what a lot of the cards look like. Again, there's not a ton of value to a lot of these cards, but it's fun to look at the differences between brands and styles. You know, some people really like that bright yellow look. I was not a fan, but Score had, in 91 they had multicolored backgrounds. Senior, you got King Griffey Senior there, Mike Blowers, Ron Karkovis, Kevin Reamer, and then let's see, so those are all black, and then Mike Moore, Bruce Ruffin, Charlie Liebrand, and Rick Rochelle for the Blues, and Hector Wagner, Tony Perez Chica, Mo Vaughn. And these are rookie prospects in the whites there. And Joe Kramer. And then the green cards, Tim Leary, Steve Searcy, Ron Oster, Bill Long. So again, it's kind of cool to see the varying differences between the brands. And here we got Stadium Club. I always kind of liked the style of Stadium Club. I thought they were nice looking cards. Great, good pictures. Kind of almost a flimsier card in 92, but we got Jamie Quirk, Dennis Eckersley, Travis Fryman, Jim Eisenreich, Pete Harnish, Jeff Hamilton, Greg Swindle, Dave Island, Juan Samuel, Yvonne Calderon, Tony Pena, Nelson Santovina, and then a Stadium Club Bars card insert deal. You could order something from Stadium Club or Topps Stadium Club. So here we got 91 Studio Puzzle and Cards, it says. So there's the puzzle. Rod Carew. We got a Nolan Ryan. Mike Lavier, I guess. Or Lavalier. Billy Hatcher. I butchered that one. Bob Welch. Mark Whitten. Harold Reynolds. Alan Trammell. Turner Ward. Brian McRae. And Greg Olson. Those were kind of like the old vanity shots back in the early 90s. Early to mid 90s. Maybe even the 80s, I guess. So 91 Ultra here, we got starting out with Mark McGwire, Roger McDowell, Bobby Witt, Tim Wallach, Harold Reynolds, Frank Viola, Manny Lee, Mo Vaughn, Hector Villanueva, Gary Reedus, Daryl Boston, Mike Marshall, Benito Santiago, and Tommy Gregg. And finishing up this stack with 91 Upper Deck, we got Scott Aldred, rookie, or star rookie card. Scott Radinsky, Oral Hershiser, young looking Oral Hershiser there. Danny Darwin, Gary Ward, Mike Boddicker, Jeff Bagwell, Roberto Kelly, Jim Presley, Lenny Dykstra, Daryl Kyle, Manny Lee, Dave Smith, Junior Ortiz, Reggie Jefferson, and then a big foil sticker. Seems like every year their stickers got a little bit bigger. Alright, let's move on to, we're going to do the rookies last. Let's move on to, or last for this stack anyway. We got 92 Donruss Series 1 here, got one pack of those. And then we have a pack of Series 2 also. There's a puzzle piece. Okay, so we got Kyle Abbott, rated rookie, Dwayne Henry, Tommy Green, Terry Steinbeck, Joel Skinner, Rick Aguilera, checklist, Chris James, Pat Combs, Walt Weiss, Ken Caminetti, Mike Pagliarulo, Roberto Alomar, Joey Cora. I was a huge Joey Cora fan when he was with the Mariners. I honestly think he was one of the best second basemen of all time. Just a tremendous player, you know, not a lot of power, but he always seemed to get on base. I was a big fan of Joey Cora. And Chuck Graham. So that was Series 1. Now we'll jump to Series 2. Mike Maddox, Lloyd Mosby, Ben McDonald, another checklist, Charlie Hayes, Mariano Duncan, Geronimo Pena, Mike Sharperson, John Jaha, rated rookie, Ricky Jordan, Jeff Reed, Mike Schooler, Tim Cruz, Andre Dawson, National League All-Star card, Rudy Saines, and Jay Bell, Diamond Kings. 92, the Diamond Kings they were really nice looking cards. I think 93's Diamond Kings were pretty nice too, if I remember correctly. And there was a few that at the time had some value. I'm sure they don't now, but cool looking cards back then. They really stepped it up from the 80s and 90s, or 80s, I guess, late 80s cards. So here we got 91 Stadium Club. Get rid of that advertisement card real quick. Gary Carter, Tory Trevulo, Dave Island, Rich Rodriguez, Reggie Sanders, Dickie Thon, Kurt Wilkerson, Randy Johnson with the Mariners there, Paul Sorrento, Gary Scott, Tim Sherrill. We've got a Member's Choice, Howard Johnson. That one's got kind of a foil down there at the bottom. This is what the back of these ones look like. You know, and they're bright, colorful. They give you a year, I think. Year's worth of stats. And they broke it down also down here. Get my thumb out of the way. His stats versus left-handers and right-handers. Doesn't look like all of them did that, but at least on that one card, maybe. I'm sure there was more cards throughout the set that they did that with also, but kind of a cool idea, I suppose. Milt Hill, Jim Bollinger, and Chris Glynn. All right, Upper Deck 92. Last pack of this before we get on to those pre-stars or the minor league cards. We got Nolan Ryan, Randy Mulligan, Welcome to the Chop Shop, Braves, David Justice, and then it was also a checklist, so it's a checklist for the Atlanta Braves there. And Gary and Dwight, Jeff Hudson, Mike Gallego, Jose Uribe, Ed Sprague, Kelly Groover, Jack Morris, Keith Mitchell, Scott Radinsky, Don Slott, Bernard Gilkey, and Javier Ortiz, and then a Baltimore Orioles foil card there. All right, let's get on to these ones. I'm not sure what to even look for in these. I'm sure there's no huge name people in these, but it's kind of a cool pack, though. The way it opens up and everything seems like it might keep a little better care of the cards there. So in here we got Scott Talanoa, Eddie Ramos, J.D. Noland, Paul Carey, Curtis Pride, Joe Perona, Scott Sheldon. That's a interesting look he's got going on there on that one. Got his tongue sticking out of his mouth. Must have been concentrating real hard on throwing that ball. Scott Sheldon, Damon Mashore, Rex Delanoise, Elston Hansen, Craig Paquette, and Derek White. So I don't know that I recognized any of those names. Let's get onto the Skybox pre-rookie 92. See if there's any names in that we recognize. We got Pete Cold, Tony Tarasco, Craig Paquette again. I had a Craig Paquette in that last one. Troy O'Leary, Mark Smith, Ed Pierce. There's a checklist. Sterling Hitchcock, Corey Capano, Tim Howard, Daryl Ratliff, David Malicki, Howard Prager, Chris Johnson, and Cesar Hernandez. So real quick, I'm not seeing any names on here that I really recognize at all. Yeah, let me know if you guys recognize any of those names or not. And we got two more packs here. We got Leaf and Upper Deck for 93. These cards, these Leaf cards, are always been known. You find those a lot in the hold on just a second. You find those a lot in these boxes, the Fairfield boxes. This one doesn't have one of those packs in it, but you do find those a lot in the Fairfield boxes. And a lot of times what ends up happening with these is you have to sit there and kind of flex them a little bit back and forth, you know, in the middle, and then kind of maybe even do the same thing up, you know, up and down also, because these ones always tend to stick together. And sometimes when you flex them like that, that can actually, you know, you're not bending them, but that can actually break them free. You'll hear them crack when they're stuck. So Jose Rijo. Stats are really kind of difficult to read on these, especially on camera. But cool looking cards. Jose Lind, Ben Rivera, Charlie Huff, I guess. Scott Livingston, John Kruk, Frank Thomas card there. That's kind of cool. Scott Livingston. Didn't we just have a Scott Livingston? We did. Two of the same card. Another John Kruk. Wow. Greg Olson, Bill Kruger, Bip Roberts, Will Clark, Bobby Bowe, Roberto Alomar, Chili Davis, Joe Oliver, and Scott Posey. So we're down to our last pack. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know these kind of mixer videos have been a little bit longer. It's a lot of packs to go through. These are about the average stack height that I've been getting out of each one of these videos that I've done for the rookie chases. It's a lot of cards to go through, especially when you're looking for rookies and whatnot. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button, and maybe even that notification bell so you get notified when I post another video. I try and do one every day. I don't think I've missed one yet, but I try and do one every day. I did have a little bit of a snafu earlier this week. I uploaded a video every day, but I did not realize that somehow the settings got switched to private. So 3 of them all uploaded on the same day when I finally realized it, when I was looking at the views and whatnot, and went, why do I not have any views on these videos? I did some research on it and went, oh, they're still private. So I'm uploading them from my phone. So again, I don't know how that got switched, but again, hope you guys enjoyed. Let's get this last pack over with, and then we'll let you be on your way. So we got Jesse Hollins, Team Checklist, or Team H Checklist, Chuck Finley, Jody Reed, Lance Parrish, Eddie Murray, Kurt Stillwell, Randy Mulligan, Casey Candiali, Juan Guzman, Danny Darwin, Bob Tewksbury, Travis Fryman, Kelly Gruber, and John Ullerud. All right, so that was the last pack, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Stay safe and stay healthy.